He grabbed the wrong plate.
What?
He stole
How? How the fuck? I am in awe at this case.
I am too.
How the fuck? It's... I want to read this. The absolute driest and most blank I could possibly utter. So here goes. I think it's a Kaban coin. And the hallmark is from the Hoei era, I believe. No, I don't mean what it is. I mean, what's it doing there?
Flavor.
Wait, did you say it was a Hoei Kaban? Yeah. And apart from the meat juices, it looks to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable. This isn't the first time that that's been talk of a Hoei.
Nope, this inspector is just an idiot.
I cannot fucking believe this shit.
Liam Wallace got thrown in jail because of an incompetent inspector. Which I think is the whole point of this game.
The fifth game, the fifth Ace Attorney game, the mastermind behind the entire plot is literally the detective. That's the big twist. And he's still a more competent detective than this fucker. I've heard of pearls before swine, but I've never heard of bullion in... Bullion. God damn it, shut the fuck up. I don't think you've ever will again. God damn it. Are you fucking... I was gonna be like, oh, obviously the bite marks are different. Like, look at this shit. Not that one. Not that one. No fucking way. Well, it's kind of hard to tell with the two photographs we have, but like, it's almost the same cuts. That's so dumb. Ryunosuke, it's not over yet. Not until the final gavel. Hmm? Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward, no matter what. Believe in myself. Really? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence. Dude, we are like 20 million miles ahead of you.
As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way, I presume any further examination of evidence in this trial will be unnecessary. Does the defense have any objection?
Yeah, I have like a billion objections. That bloodstain was going to clinch the trial for me. Can this plate of steak reveal any other clues at all?
There's another clue.
Dude.
There's a fucking coin
Dude.
underneath it.
Come on. Your ex... How the fuck does it even... I cannot. This is why I play these fucking games. Because it's just like... honestly, sometimes it's the killer is super obvious. Like, literally the first two trials, the ones that we just did for me and Scott, the first two trials of the first game, they tell you the killer. Before you even get the controller. Get control of Phoenix. They literally show you who did it in the cutscene before the trial or before the game.
So you just
chapter.
gotta prove it.
The real trouble is proving how they did it. And holy shit, was this one not a hard one to figure out who did it? But holy fuck, the twists and turns of getting to figuring it out. Because we're like, oh, obviously she poisoned the drink. But, like, since then, there have been, like, fucking, like, 5 other complications that have torn this whole case asunder. And that is Ace Attorney in a nutshell. It's not always about who, it's just...
How?
It's just how. shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beefsteak. Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial.
I'm sorry, Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has
At
been
least he
dispelled.
is 100% neutral.
Yeah.
He just cares about facts and, like...
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, this is... I actually am okay with this because there are, I think, 3 judges that appear over the course of the game, not counting the Leighton spinoff. And they're all various levels of incompetent. This one is, so far, the most competent, and that's saying something, because 6's judge is pretty competent by the end of the game. He actually gets character arc.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I see. As a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it? Thank you, Your Excellency.
I'll give you one chance, though. Counsel for the defense, you will now clearly show the court to what you are alluding. Where precisely on this plate of beefsteak is the new clue to be found?
Unfortunately, it's... Oh, wait, the game is just gonna tell me.
Got it!
No, Counsel, I'm afraid that won't do. That was ambiguous at best. When you're asked to identify a detail like this, you must do so knowing there's a penalty for mistakes!
The answer's right here in front of me, I'm sure of it. So there's only one thing to do. Turn the steak over and over. Dude, we already found it!
Maybe it is the bite mark.
What the fuck? I tried pressing it! We already did this! Come on!
I love you. You're so funny.
Come on! We already did this! I'm gonna lift the fucking... I tried pressing A on it when it gave me the chance! And it didn't do anything, so I pressed X instead! God damn it! Look at this shit!
Got it!
It's literally the... Good gracious, that's... Come on! What on earth? Hawaii Era 1 at that. Miss Brett. This is in fact the beefsteak that you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, is it? Tell me. Why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat? She like lowers her what would you call that? Her mask?
Mm-hmm.
She lowers her mask and we're like, frankly, I don't have a fucking clue. Oh, that too. What a ridiculous question. How should I know? I've never seen that before in my life. I don't know what it is, but I want no part of it. I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat? That could simply have been a careless mistake by the chef in a moment of distraction. Don't be absurd. We were supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen? A rare Hawaii koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak? If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now. He's right. It can't be a coincidence. A coincidence. It's a pun.
Mm-hmm.
Your Excellency.
Yes, Counsel.
A rare Hawaii koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll give up my lawyer job right now. By all means, don't let us stop you. No one invited you anyway. Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it is you who is irrelevant. Even though I'm the one on trial here. The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under that steak.
The owner?
Yes, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. The sugar baby.
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be the antiques dealer and owner of Rasute Kurio. Oh my god, his name is a pun too. Kurio Korakuta-san. I don't know what Korakuta is, but Korakuta Kurio. Korekuta.
I don't know. We'll figure it out later.
It could be a play on curiosities, curios and curiosities, you know, antiques.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of a stretch. Curie. As in Mr. Cucumber something? Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable.
Yes. The old man who testified earlier alongside the military sergeant, correct?
Hi, Your Excellency. I remember him saying that he was up to something with his Koban coin when it happened. Or, rather, he was pretending to say something about that. And he was just trying to make up for the blow he was giving the sergeant. At exactly the moment the gun was fired.
The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor, on my hands and knees.
What were you doing?
Looking for treasure. Hunting for treasure, my boy.
Long,
Indeed.
thick, juicy treasure.
A thick, juicy treasure. And I found it underneath the steak.
This whole era Kaban, do you mean to tell me?
Could be anybody's coin! Why would Korakuta-san's Koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and its plate? It makes no sense! Yes, it makes no sense. Which is why I'm asking to bring Korakuta-san back to the witness stand so we can ask him, dude, this is so easy! Just check the other fucking plate of steak!
Officer, bring both witnesses that testified earlier back in here.
Both of them? Why? This is gonna be a crowded witness stand. I can't believe we come back around to that pair again. Are we gonna be to be continued? Come on, man! I'm so tired of this. I want to move on. Like,
You don't get to move on. This is
we're
the
gonna
only
move on
case.
to a part 4. It's literally the whole game is just this one case.
Yep.
If we chase down the real significance of this Koban, we'll find that it's a key element in the case. Obviously, he got the stakes switched up. Come on. Okay, we're not doing a fourth part. Sir, what am I about? Why am I called here again? Don't you realize it's dinner time for little baby Ido? When my son's belly is empty, he's fiercer than a pack of wolves.
Exploited by the police, we were like miserable dogs, forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom, myself, I became a ruined man in a trice, a worthless, withered antique. Nothing more have I to say. The sun has set on this rusette high, shop owner's existence.
I found your coin. My coin!
I'm alive! Be that as it may, Korakuta-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your Ruseitai memory serves, have you ever seen this?
It is foot!
That's it, the very one. That's the exact one that it is. This resplendent, splendiferous treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day. Speaking of splendiferous, resplendent treasures, I'm
Daddy, you are low on your money today. On your allowance today. Turns to Sergeant.
Speaking of resplendent, splendiferous treasures, I'm gonna lick these boots clean because I have a foot fetish too.
It can't be! This guy's even more fucked up than I thought! As I thought.
Young man, and let this decrepit old fool put me out of my misery. Fucking put a gun to my head and kill me. Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped?
Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere. We found your coin sandwiched between a beefsteak and its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat's juices.
Sandwiched? Soaking? Seriously?
Clearly, it couldn't have fallen there by accident. Which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose.
Somebody concealed my Hawaii treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate. I'll kill him! Such an unconscionable thing!
Excuse me. Could I say something? Yes, of course.
I
Proceed,
forgot there was a
Inspector.
second plate.
Inspector Hosonaga. I mentioned this earlier on in the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case.
Ah, yes, that's right. The secret undercover operation.
La Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant and attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau.
Wicked crimes indeed.
We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected. So that's why you were sent in undercover, what is it? Yes, I took on the job of waiter at a restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief. So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems. I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid Korakuta-san's Koban is all too clear.
What?
I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us, who is the despicable scoundrel that stole Korakuta-san's Koban and hid it under the steak?
It was John H. Wilson! No.
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be you. Sergeant Yasanosa.
What?
How? How dare you monster! Monster?
We find out that's not actually a baby, it's just a midget.
That would be fucked up. I stole that Koban, did I? That's a question mark. I have not admitted to it. I'm the master thief of La Carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me. It was Ido. Ido. What the fuck? Ido is the mastermind behind all this.
Okay, that's even better. Like, what?
You would push the blame for your crimes onto your own son, an innocent little baby. It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa.
Clippity cloppity, clippity cloppity, clippity clop, clippity clop. Gwah! Nippon Imperial Army, Sergeant Issa Yasanosa, preparing to stand down in the Supreme Court, sir. Get back there. Do any of you know of the extraordinarily low wages the Nippon Imperial Army pays those it expects to keep our country safe?
I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place. And I have heard it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes?
All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son.
That's why you were stealing things at the restaurant?
The place is heaving with money. Every 3 days I'd go there and do reconnaissance for a target. And I'd enjoy chopping my way through a good steak at the same time.
It sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork even, which is worryingly believable. And your target that day was the old man and his Koban?
Yes, sir.
He was an easy target. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all.
A phantom thief you are. To think I had your dick wrapped between my lips? You sickened me.
I was all set up to leave the steak. I was halfway through devouring when it happened. Yes, when the professor was shot. I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. I'd owe too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could, on the double. I slipped into the steak, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date. No one's gonna say it, huh? This is ridiculous.